Except for poor Billy Willard, who I just heard is going to make a full recovery. I have no regrets. It was a cheese festival of a lifetime. We made every dairy farmer on this planet proud to pull in another. I gathered you here tonight because I wanted to tell you personally, in person, as a person, that the cheese festival, in all its grandness, used the town's budget that was set aside for our public schools. So, from now on, under order of the strictest smorgasbord laws, all children will be homeschooled by their parents. Okay, I know you'll figure it out. The people of Smorgasbord are a resilient folk. Am I right or am I right? Right? I'm right, right? Those on the right. Right? Those on the left. Right. Right? Right here. Okay. Good luck. Happy teaching. Good night.
That has ever happened to me.
I can't think of a single subject I'm qualified to teach to my children.
Even if I could, how would I have the time? My work schedule is stupid. One might even say madness or craziness.
Stop. How do you think I feel? I'm on the road 368 days of the year. You also can't count. I'm Billy's mom.
Yeah, we know who you are. Genies. Look. Clearly not all of us are capable of making wise life choices, let alone teaching others.
Are you talking about me? Just say it.
I'm not talking about any particular clown.
Good, because I am an MFA. I think what Gary's getting at is that none of us have the time, patience, or desire to be in the same room as our children all day.
Exactly.
Besides, even if I'm qualified to teach one subject, which I'm not saying I am, that doesn't mean I can teach a whole day's worth of subjects.
Okay, here's what we'll do. Each parent will be randomly assigned a subject, and then just focus on that. That's the rule.
So kind of like real teachers.
Except random, and we care less.
That would be fantastic!
I hate you. That's a good idea.
Why don't we use these subjects I wrote out on these slips of paper?
How did you do that so fast?
I've always done this.
Okay. Let's just get this over with. Hey.
Hope you all brought your calculators, because today we're going to learn about accounting by balancing my checkbook. This is U.S. history. I'm supposed to teach U.S. history? I thought I was teaching accounting. Oh well, then I brought a double grande. Let's just start in the beginning. In the beginning, we came here, on boats. That's right, like the Mayflower and the Santa Maria, and the other one in 1494, because the sea was blue. Wait, I think that was supposed to rhyme. Anyways, we sailed from other places, because who's we? We mean all kinds of people from other parts of the world. But Europe, mostly countries in Europe, where people were persecuted for their religious beliefs, and were poor and desperate. That was the American dream. Okay, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, or behind myself, or whatnot. The continent of America wasn't even the United States. It wasn't even 7 states. It was just land and Indians. Native Americans. They weren't even Indians. See, Columbus focused U.S. history. Let's skip ahead. Before the states, let's skip ahead. The states became united in 1776. Our independence. The states wanted to be free of the British, so they burned all their teeth. But this started a war on a bridge in Massachusetts, and that was the Revolutionary War. We wore blue coats, and the British wore red coats, and it was really easy to tell everyone apart. And George Washington maybe wrote the U.S. Constitution around this time, which basically said that all men are equal, but it didn't really mean it, because it didn't include slaves, or women, or anyone except white men. Strange white man. Any questions?
Please settle down. Good afternoon, and welcome to 18th century agricultural economics. Please open your textbooks to page 674. Can someone please explain how at the beginning of the century, Southern France's drought might have influenced the future of European politics? I'm just kidding. Let's juggle!
Hi, my name's Phil. I'm a plumber. Today I got to teach you about biology. You might think I'm an unlikely teacher for biology, but the human body is really just a complex.
Nice overall, Super Mario!
Who said that? Who said that? Anyway, let's get to learning. Ask me any question you want about the human digestive system. You kid, shoot.
Yeah, well, I was wondering, where do we poop?
A wise guy, huh? Actually, kid, that is a very excellent question. Let's talk about drainage systems for a minute. So, your house or your body is comprised of two separate subsystems, supply and drainage. One system, your mouth, brings in the fresh water, while the other system, your intestines, takes out the wastewater. Make sense?
What are you talking about?
Now, let me give you some priceless advice. In a plumbing emergency, it is vital that you close the main shut-off valve. If you burst the pipe, it will flood your house in no time. I'm telling you, I've seen some nasty situations.
I have a question regarding that.
Alright.
This one time, I was walking home from the library, and I suddenly realized I had to use the bathroom, and so I was racing home the best I could, but I didn't make it in time.
That's not really a question.
No, I guess it's not.
Any real questions out there? Serious questions for serious plumbing matters.
What about other parts of human anatomy? Like human brain? Can you talk about that? As in, like, do you have one?
What's your name?
Morgan.
Get out, Morgan. Get out.
What?
Great. Time for one more question.
Why aren't you teaching algebra?
What?
This is math class.
It's...
Advanced algebra.
Oh. Well, excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom.
Please take your seats. Today, we are going to be learning about sexual education. Also, I'm Julie's grandmother. Did you know that? Where are you, Julie? There you are. Hi, sweetie. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. Oh my. Good heavens! I can't teach that. Oh dear. That is just... Who printed this film? I would never.
This book is confusing. Huh. What is that supposed to be? Oh. Ah. This has been exhausting. I'm going home.
Hi guys, this is great. I'm really feeling the energy in here. Bring it in. So, what class is this?
Why don't you know what class this is?
I don't know, but let's not drag things down. It's important to stay up, up, up. This is philosophy. Philosophy. Well, philosophy is all in your head. And you need to get out of your head and into your body. Get on your feet. So, who's ready to jazzercise? Great. Come on, everyone. Feel that blood flow. Okay, what is the problem?
We actually want to talk about philosophy.
Rather than jazzercise?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow, I don't understand kids these days.
You really know.
hate your outfit.
What's so interesting about philosophy?
It's thoughtful.
Like, thought-provoking how?
No, in itself, I think, therefore I am.
I have no idea what you just said.
It's Descartes.
Maybe your life is only a fiction that exists within your mind. Have you ever thought about that?
What? Why would you say that? Are you making fun of me?
No, I'm just talking about dualism.
I am so confused. Okay, Miss Debbie, think of it like this. You've spent your whole life being a personal trainer, trying to obtain the most perfect jazzercise routine, trying to obtain true happiness. But that's an impossible task. There is no perfect jazzercise routine. It is the act of jazzercising that is the path to happiness. I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything.
You've shaken my worldview. Everything I know has lost meaning. I'm no longer of my body, I'm of my mind.
It's okay. We understand. You're experiencing what Aristotle called catharsis.
What is life? What is real? Who am I really?
Welcome to philosophy. Now, please change your outfit. It's making us busy.
Who am I? Who am I? Who am I?
I'm gonna be honest. This is going worse than I thought it would.
I think we can all agree this is going horribly.
Yeah. What happened to you?
I picked it. I'm not cut out for this.
Clearly not. But gym is so easy. It's the golden ticket of teaching jobs.
Yeah, but I'm also coaching varsity soccer, lacrosse, volleyball, and junior varsity dressage.
I don't even know what that is.
It's basically horse dancing.
That's a sport.
I have no idea. Gary, you have to switch with me. What are you teaching?
Advanced statistics.
That's a subject.
I don't know, but I'm not switching with you. I don't want anything to do with what her dressage is. Let's just get all the parents agreement. I don't think anyone is happy.
What do you mean? I'm thrilled. I haven't worked this much since the circus came to town. I can finally feed my family.
You know we're not getting paid for the homeschool, right, Jean?
Yeah, sure. I knew that. I just meant I have to go get that. Okay, well, I'm sure we can get some parents to rethink. Our children's futures are at stake after all.
Yeah, totally keeping that in mind, like all day. Children are the future, and the future is important.
Where was I? Where were we? The Revolutionary War? So what's next? The Civil War. That was in 1870-ish? Wow. I think like 100 years. Can anyone tell me what happened between the Revolutionary War and the Civil War? Anyone? Anyone? Come on, kids. It's 100 years. A lot of stuff happened. We definitely did a lot of important things. We grew. We expanded west. Yes, these good-looking cowboys were everywhere. But they all eventually disappeared like the Indians. And as we expanded, our population also expanded. Because there was more to stretch, and families were having dozens of children just to keep the farms running. Farms where we also grew tobacco and cotton. And that leads us to the Civil War. Phew. So, the North and the South, they also wore different coats, but they weren't always different enough. So it became kind of confusing. But the North won, and the slaves were freed, and Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. It was what you'd call a happy, sad ending to the movie. Any questions?
Greetings, children. My name is Dr. Nadine Needlepower, PhD, MD, HDTV. I have advanced doctoral degrees in both astrophysics and quantum mechanics. I am here to teach first grade addition and subtraction, which doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, but in this case it literally does. Nevertheless, Dr. Nadine will keep this lesson rudimentary. Let's start with addition. 1 plus 1 equals... Hello? Paging the future of America. 1 plus 1 equals...
1.
Okay, I'm confused. You're confused. We're all a little confused about it. Let's break this down. The number 1, let's start there. The number 1 represents a single entity, a single unit in counting or measurement, also known as the integer before 0 and after 2. Before 2 and after 0. The first non-zero integer, if you will.
1.
Good, now you're getting it. Also, what is also interesting about the number 1 is that it is the only positive integer divisible by exactly 1 positive integer. But alas, I'm sure you already knew that. So without complimenting the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, who can tell me about the number 1 in addition to the number 1? Good, yes, you come on. Enlighten us.
I love my pants.
That is disgusting. Take better control of your bowel system.
And sit.
Go outside and sit in the yard until the sun's gamma rays dry your pants. Anyone else? I want my mommy. She's preoccupied with her daytime employment. For all intents and purposes, you should consider me your guardian figure. You look like a scary clown. I have the intelligence of an antelope. Ow! Oh, the howling and the hurting and the pain those cause!
I know the answer.
This better not be some cruel juvenile approximation of the truth.
Never.
All right, come on up.
The answer is obviously 2, but actually I wanted to add to your previous statement about 1 being the only positive integer. Really, we must first consider that prime numbers are divisible by 2 positive integers, and positive numbers are divisible by more than 2 positive integers, and 0 is divisible by all positive integers.
Oh, you're brilliant.
Thanks, Mom.
Everyone else return to your habitual locations of residence. In other words, go home.
Come on, Mom. Let's make like an atom.
And split. Take seats.
scrumptious. However, did you make a pie so tasty? I don't know. I followed your recipe. You did more than that. You put love in your pie. You baked with a joy and love that is unmatched by your peers. Thanks. I'm glad you liked it. You are promoted to team leader. Now take this lump with you. The rest of you, preheat your ovens. You will not at any time, I repeat, you will not at any time overcook your pies. You will not leave any pies behind. Finally, you will enjoy your pies. They will be delectable. And you better get your sleep tonight, bakers. Tomorrow, we will be making cookies. Now let's bake. Lincoln was gone. The Civil War is over. Now it's about 1900. The U.S. is more industrial, which is still happening actually, and robots will eventually do all our jobs. But this is also an exciting time, because we discovered airplanes. Invented or discovered? And then there was World War I, which should have been the only world war, but it was already numbered number 1. And why would you give it a number if there wasn't going to be a number 2? Anyways, now things are moving really fast. After World War I, we had the Great Depression, Prohibition, Pearl Harbor, World War II, atomic bombs, baby booms, the Cold War, Men on the Moon, Woodstock, Vietnam, disco, and then somehow it was the 80s already, and that's when I refused to go to prom with Jimmy Delorante. What a jerk. I skipped a lot. That's life. A giant rush. A blur. I mean, what can I say about the 80s? There was pop culture and Michael Jackson. And then it was the 90s, computers, and the internet. And then Y2K and 9/11, and then more wars with no differences in codes at all, which is really unfortunate. And now, iPhones and smart things. All these smart things, but not necessarily smarter people. So, here we are. Maybe we're on the cusp of something extraordinary or something disastrous. It's hard to tell. What's next? Where are we headed? Who do we want to be as people? As a country? As united states? Well, that's up to you more than me, I guess. Any questions? Yes. Can you start over? What in the world are you teaching?
Nothing. I don't know. I'm a lunch late.
How did that happen?
It's just what I picked, okay? Someone has to serve food to these monsters.
On the bright side, at least you didn't have to have a parent-teacher-parent conference last night.
What's that?
It's like a normal parent-teacher conference, except the teacher's your husband, and the students are your children. It's also known as the worst date night ever. I told him to go find a beer and have a parent-teacher conference with himself.
What did he do?
Oh, he did it. He's very committed.
He's so committed, you're so committed. Why couldn't I pick Jim?
Gym is not the proper nomenclature. It's physical education.
All I know is I'm on my feet all day, and these shoes are killing me. And no matter what I do, I can't not smell like Salisbury steak.
Why don't you just cook something else?
It's what the children want. That and tater tots.
Okay.
This has to end. Now, I'm going to see the mayor.
What are you going to suggest?
I don't know. probably something unethical.
Citizens of Smorgasbord, thank you for gathering on this most momentous day. Over the last few weeks or years or however long it's been, you have proven yourselves to be the highest caliber parents this town has ever known. Unlike past generations of Smorgasbord, you have educated your children. You have taught them subjects of all kinds, like math and science, and some other subjects that no one can remember. And although it is unlikely our children will ever use what you taught them ever again, you were not deterred from making them memorize stuff anyway. The figurative and literal school bell rang, and you answered. You are all true Smorgasbord heroes. Today, I am proud to call myself Mayor Cat Wrangler. It is a great... Okay, I brought you here today because the homeschooling program is over. I know what you're thinking. If the schools reopen, does this mean we cannot have our beloved cheese festival too? Thanks to a proud sponsor, the answer is no. That was a double negative. I mean, we can have both. Kraft Cheese has graciously offered us the funds necessary to reopen our schools and granted us other funds to reopen our schools. From now on, our schools will have some minor changes to the names. The elementary school will now be Kraft Cheese Whiz Elementary. The junior high school will now be Kraft Singles Junior High. And the esteemed Sir Robert Smorgasbord High School will now be Kraft Macaroni and Cheese Dinner Microwavable High School. But these are only names, trademarks, and protected brands. This is our chance to build a better, more effective school system. This will be an education revolution. Trademark slogan of Kraft Cheese. Okay, thanks for coming. Get home safe, don't drink and text. Get your pets spayed and neutered. Mayor Cat Wrangler out.
I don't know about you, but I have a newfound respect for teachers.
And I have a newfound lack of respect for myself.
What about you, Jeannie? Did you learn anything?
Absolutely. I learned that in the late 18th century, some in France were very fond of juggling cheese.
I won't say it that
I should have known better.
This juggling act was paid for by Kraft Cheese. All rights reserved.
Citizens of Smorgasbord, thank you for gathering this evening. It is my absolute honor to stand before you as Mayor of Smorgasbord. I think we can all agree that last night's first annual Cheesemonger Festival was a great success. We spared no expense, from sharp cheddar to crumbled gorgonzola, from pasteurized feta to stinky Limburger, which smelled more like my mother-in-law's feet on a hot summer's day. But I digress. And the little ones enjoyed the giant mechanical cheese wheel, did they not? Oh, except for poor Billy Willard, who I just heard is going to make a full recovery. I have no regrets. It was a cheese festival of a lifetime. We made every dairy farmer on this planet proud to pull on an udder. Okay, I gathered you here tonight because I wanted to tell you personally, in person, as a person, that the Cheese Festival, in all its grandness, used the town's budget that was set aside for our public schools. So, effective immediately, all public schools are closed indefinitely. From now on, all children will be homeschooled by their parents. Okay, I know you'll figure it out. The people of Smorgasbord are a resilient folk. Am I right or am I right? When I'm right, right? Those on the right? Those on the left? Rightio. Okay, good luck, happy teaching, good night. How would I have the time? My work schedule is crazy busy. One might even say it's mad busier. So busier, like...
Okay, stop.
How do you think I feel? I'm on the road 368 days of the year.
You also can't count.
I'm Billy's dad. Yeah, we know who you are, Eugene. Look, it's clearly not all of us are capable of making wise life choices, let alone teaching others. Are you talking about me? Just say it! I'm not talking about any specific clown. Okay, because I have an MFA.
I think what Gary's getting at is that none of us have the time, patience, or desire to be in the same room as our children all day. Besides, even if I'm qualified to teach one subject, which I'm not saying I am, that doesn't mean I can teach a whole day's worth of subjects.
Okay, here's what we'll do. Each parent will be randomly assigned a subject, and then just focus on that. That's doable,
So kind of like real teachers.
except random, and we care less.
Right.
Pick out of a hat. That'd be fantastic. I hate you. That's a good idea. No, we can use mine.
Why don't we use these subjects I wrote out on these slips of paper?
How did you do that so fast?
I've always done.
Oh. Okay. Let's just get this over with. That tickles. Stop!
Does everyone have their calculators? Because today we are going to learn about accounting by balancing my checkbook.
This is U.S. history.
This is U.S. history? I thought I was teaching accounting. Oh well, glad I bought a double grande. I can do this. It's not like it's Russian history. Not that there's anything wrong with that, Svedka. U.S. history. That's only like 200 years or so. Let's just start in the beginning. In the beginning, we came here on boats. That's right, on the Mayflower and the Santa Maria and the other one in 1494 because the sea was blue. Wait, I think that was supposed to rhyme. Anyways, we sailed from other places because we were, who's we? Who's we? We being other people from other parts of the world, but Europe. Mostly countries in Europe, where people were persecuted for their religious beliefs and were poor and desperate. That was the American dream. Okay, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, or behind myself, or whatnot. The continent of America wasn't the United States. It wasn't even separate states. It was just land and Indians. Native Americans, they weren't even Indians. Focus, Cindy, focus. Let's skip ahead. Before the states were united, they were separate. Yes, about 13 separate states. The states became united in 1776, around there, our Independence Day. Yes, I remember it now. The states wanted to be free from the British, and so they burned all their tea. But this started a war on a bridge in Massachusetts, and this was the Revolutionary War. We wore blue coats, and the British wore red coats, and it was really easy to tell everyone apart. And then George Washington and a bunch of other really important men with really big signatures wrote the Declaration of Independence. And also maybe wrote the U.S. Constitution around this time, which basically said that all men are equal, but it didn't really mean it because it didn't include slaves or women or anyone except white men with strange white hair. Any questions?
Please, settle down. Good afternoon. 18th century agricultural economics. Please open your textbooks and turn to page 674. Can someone please explain how the drought in southern France at the beginning of the century might have influenced the future of European politics?
Nah, just kidding. Let's struggle!
Hi, my name is Phil. I'm a plumber, and today I gotta teach you about biology. You may think I'm an unlikely candidate to teach you about biology, but the human body is really just a complex plumbing system. So actually, I am unique.
Nice overall, Super Mario.
Who said that? Who said that? Anyway, let's get learning. Ask me any question you want about the human digestive system. You, kid, shoot.
Yeah, well, I was just wondering, why do we poop?
Wise guy. Actually, kid, that's a very excellent question. Let's talk about drainage systems for a minute.
Do we have to?
Great. So your house or your body is comprised of two separate subsystems, supply and drainage. One subsystem, your mouth, brings in the fresh water, while the other system, your intestine, takes out the wastewater, with your stomach acting as a handy stop fixture. Make sense?
What are you talking about?
Now, let me give you some priceless advice. In a plumbing emergency, it is vital that you quickly close the main shut-off valve. If you burst a pipe, it'll flood your house in no time flat. I'm telling you, I've seen some nasty situations.
I have a question regarding that.
Great.
This one time, I was walking home from the library and realized I had to use the bathroom. So I was racing home the best I could, but I didn't make it in time.
That's not really a question.
It's not.
Any real questions out there? Serious questions for serious plumbing matters?
What about other parts of human anatomy? Like the human brain? Can you teach us about that? Isn't like, do you even have one?
What's your name?
Morgan?
Get out, Morgan. Get out.
Oh, whatever.
Great. Time for one last question.
Why aren't you teaching algebra?
What?
This is math class.
It's...
Advanced algebra.
Oh. Well, excuse me, I have to use the restroom.
Please, take your seats. Today, we are going to learn about sexual education. Also, I am Julie's grandmother. Did you know that? Where are you, Julie? There you are. Hi, sweetie. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. Oh, my. Well, good heavens! That is just... I think I know what that is, but... Oh, dear. I can't teach that. Who printed this filth? That is just... Well, I done that. I didn't know that was even possible. Do they still make those? Huh. What is that supposed to be? Oh. Oh. This has been exhausting. I'm going home.
Hi guys, this is great. I'm really feeling the energy in here. Bring it in. What class is this?
Why don't you know what class this is?
I don't know, but let's not drag things down. It's important to stay up, up, up.
This is philosophy.
Philosophy? Philosophy is all in your head. And you need to get out of your head and into your body. Get on your feet. So, who's ready to jazzercise? Great. Come on, everyone. Feel that blood flow. Okay, what is the problem?
We actually want to talk about philosophy.
Rather than jazzercise?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't understand kids these days. Well, what's so interesting about philosophy?
It's just thought-provoking.
Like thought-provoking how?
Thought in itself, I think, therefore I am.
I have no idea what you just said.
It's Descartes.
Maybe your life is a fiction that only exists in your mind. Have you ever thought about that?
What? Why would you say that? Are you making fun of me?
No, I'm just talking about dualism.
I'm so confused.
Okay, let's start. Think about it like this. You spent your whole life being a personal trainer, trying to obtain the most perfect judgment test. Trying to obtain to prove happiness. But that's an impossible task. There is no perfect judgment test, King. It is the act of judgment test that is the path to happiness.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything.
You've shaken my worldview. Everything I know has lost meaning. I am no longer of my body. I am of my mind.
We understand. You are experiencing what Aristotle would call a catharsis. An emotional cleansing, if you will.
What is life? What is real? Who am I really?
Welcome to philosophy. Now, please change your outfit. It's making us dizzy.
Who am I? Who am I? Who am I?
I'll be honest with you. This is going worse than I thought it would.
I think we can all agree this is going horrible.
Yeah. What happened to you?
I picked Jim. I'm not good at this.
Clearly not. But gym is so easy. It's like the golden ticket of teaching jobs.
Yeah, but I'm also coaching varsity soccer, lacrosse, volleyball, and junior varsity dressage.
I don't even know what that is.
It's basically horse dancing.
That's a sport?
I have no idea. Gary, you have to switch with me. What are you teaching?
Advanced statistics.
That's a subject.
I have no clue, but I am not switching with you. I don't want anything to do with whatever dressage is. Let's just get all the parents to repick. I don't think anybody's happy.
What do you mean? I'm thrilled. I haven't worked this much since the circus came to town. I can finally feed my family.
You're not getting paid for the homeschooling, right, Eugene?
Yeah, I knew that. I just meant thought I could go get that.
Okay, well, I'm sure we could get some parents to repick. Our children's futures are at stake, after all.
Yeah, I've totally been keeping that in mind. Like, all day. The children are the future, and the future's important.
So, where was I? Where were 100 years. Can anyone tell me what happened between the Revolutionary War and the Civil War? Anyone? Anyone? Come on, kids, it's 100 years. A lot of stuff happened. We definitely did a lot of important things. We grew. We expanded west. There were these good-looking cowboys everywhere. But they all eventually disappeared, like the Indians. And as we expanded, our families also expanded because there was room to stretch and people were having dozens of children just to keep the farms running. Farms where we also grew tobacco and cotton, which leads us to the Civil War. So, the North and the South, they also wore different coats, but they weren't always different enough, like in the Revolutionary War, so it became kind of confusing. But the North won, and slaves were freed, and Abraham Lincoln was assassinated! It was what you call a happy, sad ending to the movie. Any questions?
Greetings, children. My name is Dr. Nadine Needlebauer, PhD, MD, HDTV. I have advanced doctoral degrees in both nuclear physics and astroquantum mechanics. I am here today to teach first grade addition and subtraction, which doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, but in this case, it literally does. Nevertheless, Dr. Nadine will keep this lesson rudimentary. Let us begin with addition. 1 plus 1 equals. Hello? Paging the future of America. 1 plus 1 equals?
1!
Okay. I'm confused. You're confused. We're all a little confused about our predicament. Let's break this down. The number 1. Let's start there. The number 1 represents a single entity, a single unit of counting or measurement. Also, might I mention, it is the integer before 2 and after 0. The first non-zero number, if you will.
1!
Exactly. Good. You're getting it. Also, might I mention, what is interesting about the number 1 is that it is the only positive integer divisible by exactly 1 positive integer. But alas, I'm sure you already knew that. Now, without complicating the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, who can tell me about the number 1 in addition to the number 1? Yes, good. Come on. Enlighten us.
I wet my pants.
That's disgusting. Take control of your bowel system.
I'm 6.
Go outside and sit in the yard until the sun's gamma rays dry your pants. Anyone else?
I want my mommy.
She's preoccupied with her daytime employment. For all intents and purposes, you should consider me your guardian figure.
You look like a scary clown.
You have the intelligence of an antelope. I know the answer. Better not be some cruel juvenile approximation of the truth.
Never.
All right, come on up.
The answer is obviously 2, but actually, I wanted to add to your previous statement about 1 being the only positive integer. Really, first you must consider the prime numbers, which are divisible by 2 positive integers. Composite numbers are divisible by more than 2 positive integers, and 0 is divisible by all possible integers.
You're brilliant.
Thanks, Mom.
Everyone else knows original locations of residence. In other words, go home.
Come on, Mom, let's make like an atom and split.
You will be instructed to do the following. Preset the oven, gather your equipment, add the required ingredients. Now, who has already completed this training exercise? You have a pie.
Me.
Yes, you. Bring up your pie for inspection. Did you have fun?
I guess. I mean, I like pies.
That's terrific.
Really? Because
That is the worst pie I have ever seen or tasted. I would feed that pie to my dog. You should be embarrassed to wear an apron. Never step foot in a kitchen again. Start pushing.
what?
Push-ups, Chef Boyardee. Now. This is what happens without standards or discipline. Follow me, bakers, and you will see that this recipe is far superior to other recipes. This recipe finds other, weaker recipes, crushes and destroys them. You must always remember the cinnamon. Okay. Who's next? You. Yeah, you. Girl with weird hair. Present your pie. Present your pie. This pie is delicious. It's scrumptious. How did you bake a pie so tasty?
I don't know. I followed your recipe.
You did more than that. You put love in your pie. You baked with a joy and love that is unmatched by your peers.
Thanks. I'm glad you liked it.
You are promoted to team leader. Now take this lump with you. Now the rest of you. Preheat your ovens. You will not at any time, I repeat, you will not at any time overcook your pies. You will not leave any pies behind. And finally, you will enjoy your pies. So help me! If it's the last thing I do, you will enjoy your pies. They will be delectable. And you better get your sleep tonight, bakers. Tomorrow, we will be making cookies. Now let's bake. Lincoln was gone. The Civil War is over. Now it's about 1900. The U.S. is becoming more industrial, but it's still happening actually, and robots will eventually do all of our jobs. But this is also an exciting time because we discovered airplanes. Invented or discovered. And then there was World War I, which should have been the only World War, but it was already number 1. And why would you give it a number if there wasn't going to be a number 2? Anyway, now things are moving really fast. After World War I, the Great Depression, Prohibition, Pearl Harbor, World War I, World War II, atomic bombs pop culture, and Michael Jackson. And then it's the 90s. No, with the computers and the internet. And then the dot-com bust. And Y2K. And then 9/11. And then more wars with no differences in codes at all, which is really, really unfortunate. And now iPhones and smart things. All these smart things, but not necessarily smarter people. So here we are. Maybe we're on the cusp of something disastrous or something extraordinary. What's next? Where are we heading? Who do we want to be as a people? As a country? As United States? Well, that's up to you more than me, I guess. Any questions?
Miss Cindy,
Yes?
can you start over?
What happened to you?
Oh no. I'm a lunch lady.
How did that happen?
It's just what I picked. Someone has to serve food to these monsters. What are you so happy about?
Well, I repicked, and I picked Jim again, but it's great. Now that my leg is healed and my back spasms have subsided, I love this job. Like, I might even quit my current job and just teach phys ed.
You're a plastic surgeon. You make over $1 million a year.
Not anymore. Follow your dreams, Gary. Hairnet and all.
I hate my life.
Look on the bright side. At least you didn't have to have a parent-teacher-parent conference last night.
What's that?
It's like a normal parent-teacher conference, except the husband is the teacher and the students are your children. It's also known as the worst date night ever. I told him to go find a mirror and have a parent-teacher conference with himself.
What did he do?
Oh, he did it. He's very committed.
He's so committed, you're so committed. Why couldn't I pick Jim?
Gym is not the proper nomenclature. It's physical education.
All I know is, I'm on my feet all day, these shoes are killing me. And no matter what I do, I can't not smell like Salisbury steak.
Why don't you just cook something else?
It's what the children want! That and tater tots.
Okay. I'm sorry.
This has to end. I'm gonna go see the mayor.
What are you going to suggest?
I don't know. Probably something unethical.
Thank you for gathering on this most momentous day. Over the past few weeks, or years, or however long it's been, you have proven yourselves to be the highest caliber parents this town has ever known. Unlike past generations of Smorgasbord, you have educated your children. You have taught them subjects of all kinds, like math, and science, and some other subjects that no one can remember. And although it's unlikely our children will ever use what you taught them ever again, you are not deterred from making them memorize stuff anyway. The figurative and literal school bell rang, and you answered. You are all true Smorgasbord heroes. Today, I am proud to call myself Mayor Cat Wrangler. It is with great honor. Okay. The point is, I gathered you here today because the homeschooling program is over. Now, I know what you're thinking. If the school is reopened, does this mean we cannot have our beloved cheese festival too? Oh, thanks to a proud sponsor, the answer is no. No, seriously, that was a double negative. I mean, we can. Kraft Cheese has graciously offered to sponsor our festival and granted us the funds necessary to reopen our schools with some minor changes. Smorgasbord Elementary School will now be Kraft Cheese Whiz Elementary. The junior high school will now be Kraft Singles Junior High School, I think. And the esteemed Sir Robert Smorgasbord High School will now be Kraft Macaroni and Cheese Dinner Microwavable High School. But these are only names, trademarked and protected brands. This is our chance to build a better, more effective school system. This will be an education revolution. Trademark slogan of Kraft Cheese. Okay, thanks for coming. Get home safe, don't drink and text, get your pets spayed and neutered, live happily ever after. Mayor Cat Wrangler, out.
I don't know about you, but I have a newfound respect for teachers.
And I have a newfound lack of respect for myself.
What about you, Eugene? Did you learn anything?
Absolutely. I learned in the late 18th century, Southern France was very fond of juggling cheese. Oh.
I walked right into that one.
This juggling act was paid for by Kraft Cheese. All rights reserved.